What's going on, my friends on YouTube? I'm launching up the Facebook. What's going on, Facebook? I got YouTube up there, Facebook down here. Appreciate everybody for joining me. Today, I'm going to talk about a few things. The first thing I'll talk about is going to be Biden and China. I have a clip of him talking about China, and he's very sympathetic and seems like he's down with the culture of communist China and what they're doing to the Uyghurs and camps and re-educating them basically to stop having babies. They're doing some weird stuff, but I just find it bizarre that Biden is super sympathetic and understanding to their culture, yet he seems to hate half the country and our culture, which in many ways was innovative and created a lot of inventions and things that humanity uses today. So I find it pretty interesting. So I'll talk about that. Second thing I'll talk about is the Texas freeze. And I hope you guys in the comment section can help me out because I don't really know what's going on in Texas. I was supposed to be there. Thank God my flight was not until a day that got canceled. But let me know in the comment section why you think what the problem is. Obviously, the problem is it's really cold. Texas infrastructure is not built for it. I've heard that they went over to wind turbines and that's part of the problem. And, houses are not insulated. Let me know in the comment section what the problem is because I'll talk about it, but I'm not super familiar with it. And of course, the left blames the right blames the left. I don't know what to believe, but clearly there's some issues there in Texas. So let me know what's going on there and let me know what we could do or what Texas could do to make sure that doesn't happen again, because I know a lot of people are not liking it. Very interesting. The third thing I'm going to talk about is, well, maybe first is why liberals are losing me. Pretty basic, pretty obvious, but I have a clip from Biden's press secretary that I want to play. And as everybody's coming in, thank you guys for being here. I want to just give you guys a few updates. First update is I sent out an email. If you're on my email list, it's stayintouchwithme.com. If you type that in the bar, stayintouchwithme.com, all one word. Sign up to my free email list. I sent one out today. I only do about once a month or so. So thank you guys. Check your spam folders if it went to your spam folder. And if it did the first time, if you move it to your inbox, it should never happen again. Stayintouchwithme.com. Thank you to everybody who signed up to my Telegram chat. I think we're up to 16,000 or so. Telegram's great if you don't have it. It's like a text message. So before I would just pop up spontaneously because I'm a spontaneous guy, just can't keep me down. But now I can send you a message and say, hey, I'm going to be live in 15 minutes. I have a new video, motivational, positive thing, something that I can't share. I mean, I could share, but for instance, Facebook's policies are kind of crazy. And there's a big Project Veritas thing where, I guess Zuckerberg was pretty much privately talking about the mRNA injection and saying that, there were really no long-term, it's hard to censor stuff on it because we don't really know the long-term effects of it. And then publicly, it seemed like he kind of said the opposite. So interesting stuff. I sent that on Telegram and I just give updates. So thank you to everybody following on Telegram. A few other things real quick. I want to show this off. Someone sent me this. Look, it's got my face on it. You see what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. This is from Cindy Wade. So it's CYNDIE Wade.com. If you search it, she makes those. We're adding her to our website, USA Products Only. And she didn't pay me to do this. She made this and kept sending it to me. And I was like, it's got my face on it. I guess I'll let her send it to me. So in general, companies like that on USAProductsOnly.com, we're adding hundreds of products. Yesterday, I took 2 hours and I went over all this cool stuff. So USAProductsOnly.com is my side venture right now that I'm running with two friends, and we're adding dozens of businesses every week. Your businesses, small businesses, USA made products only. And we got woodworkers, we got toothbrushes, we have people inventing things, kids' toys. It's really cool to see the stuff you guys come up with and how many, sales you guys have been making on Etsy and et cetera. So very cool. Check that out. USAProductsOnly.com. It's starting slow, but we're working to build the biggest database of USA products, on the internet. We have a long way to go. And so far, so good. We're going slowly because I actually go over every single one and try to look up and do my background research, make sure you guys don't suck and have terrible reviews and stuff. So check that out. USA Products Only. I'm very happy and excited that it's going well. And we're going to keep building. In a year, you're going to see thousands of businesses. And more importantly, small businesses, your businesses, underrated businesses, not just the big USA made businesses. Joshua Perez with the super chat. He said conservatives need to think about banning porn. We'll talk about that later if you bring it back up. Someone said, can you text me back? All right, Dylan, I got you, brother. Probably not the time right now on the live stream, but I appreciate you guys. If you don't mind, I usually don't read the super chats till after, and we could go over that stuff. But thank you to everybody on the USAProductsOnly.com, and that's what it is. So those links should be somewhere in my description. First thing I want to talk about real quick is This is a clip from, I forget her name. Someone super chat. He said, can you text me back? Hold on one second. This is, what's her name? The orange hair, or I don't know. Is that like a misogynistic thing to say? Her hair is orange. I don't know the proper terminology for it, but Biden's press secretary, I guess Jen Psaki, her name is, she said this because someone asked the question, what is President Biden doing for my small businesses? And this is the answer. Take a listen.
What is President Biden doing for my small business? First and foremost, he nominated a woman to lead the Small Business Administration.
So it's just a little clip. Someone said, what did President Biden do for my small business? And she says, first and foremost, he nominated a woman to lead the Small Business Administration. So she says first and foremost. So that's the most important thing. It's like small businesses are suffering in this country. You've had 100,000 plus restaurants be completely wiped out from the pandemic restrictions. Millions of businesses have suffered beyond that because of the crazy restrictions. Amazon doing fantastic. Of course, Costco, the lines are out the roof because they're allowed to stay open, but your small business, no. So the first thing she says is first and foremost, we have a woman. So tyranny, authoritarianism, complete chaos led by a woman, someone with, private parts that line up with your morals. So it's like, this is the type of stuff. Before I move on to the second one, if women are crushing, I love to see a woman doing great work. Sorry, thank you guys for the super chats. I appreciate it, but I just can't read them right now. And if you watch, I appreciate you doing them. But if you're expecting me to read them, you got to wait till after my thing, else you're going to throw me off. But I appreciate it. It's great to see women thriving, but when that's the priority, that's where liberalism, I think, messed up. At a certain point, it's like, okay, women, crushing, let them breathe a little bit, I guess, whatever. And then to the point where it's like, hey, we're shutting down the country, but we have a woman doing it. First and foremost, I think what's first and foremost, what should matter is content of character, skill set, common sense, wisdom, leadership. Like if a woman's crushing as a CEO and she's better than a man, that's awesome. If a man's better than a woman, that's awesome. But the first and foremost, I think where liberalism is losing a lot of people, even a lot of liberals, is like they prioritize women so much. They got a bunch of these like just, oh, that's all that really matters is her gender. It's like whatever happened to actually being competent. And the fact that we have so many small businesses suffering, and that's the first thing she thinks of. It's like, that's how stupid they think people are. And a lot of people are. It's like, here's a war in the Middle East, but with a black person. And it's like, whoa, I never thought overthrowing Libya would be so trendy. But when we have a woman, Secretary of State Hillary, it's like, do people really fall for this stuff anymore? It's so obvious. It's like, get the vaccine, dog. Run DMC's doing it. Yo, get your inoculation. It's like, it's so pathetic. It's like, if you want to pitch to the black community that they could do this stuff, or you want them to, knock yourself out. But they do it in such a demeaning way. You have Biden, he's like, inner city people and Hispanics don't know how to use internet connections. It's like, how lowly do they think of people? You can't get an ID. What do you mean? If people can buy Yeezys and people can, pay for rent or do anything in this world, buy groceries, they could buy an ID or go get an ID. It's more like a discipline, which I know because I don't really have it. I hate going to the DMV and getting stuff done, but it's like they think so lowly of people and just do all this weirdo stuff. Like, we got a woman in office, yo. It's people got to stop falling for this stuff. It's so obvious. Like orange man bad, woman man good, or whatever. It's just stop. Here's Biden talking about, I guess, China and how enthralled he is with their culture. It's just crazy that he loves their culture, but he hates like our country. He hates our country. He hates our culture. He hates the majority ethnicity here. He says he doesn't. Everybody's, oh, we got to tone down American nationalism. But here's Joe Biden on China's like camps. He's like, well, I see where they're coming from.
Chinese leaders, if you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home. So vastly overstated, the central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States. And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China and Taiwan, trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful. I said, and by the way, he He gets it. Culturally, there are different norms in each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
First of all, the dude is like, he's not going to be there very long. Apparently, there's reports of Kamala already taking like meetings with foreign country. This dude is like a potato, man. He's just like the perfect little puppet. I don't even think he's doing that much work. There's no, who's running the country? It's not this guy. But he's like, culturally, just the Uyghurs and what they do to them. If you want to know what they do to them, here's a deleted tweet from the China embassy in the US. It says, studies show that in the process of eradicating extremism, the minds of Uyghur women in Xinjiang were emancipated, and gender equality and reproductive health were promoted, making them no longer baby-making machines. They were more confident and independent. So that's their culture of just being like, you know what? We should just kind of re-indoctrinate you to not have babies. Yeah, what does that sound like? But it's just crazy to me that Biden is so sympathetic of their culture, yet seems to not be a fan of ours and our people and our, I don't know, constitutional founding libertarianism. People like John Brennan tying libertarianism into like terrorism. He's like, even the libertarians. It's like, you mean the people who just literally want to be left alone? They want small government. They want to collect rainwater and live like hippies, except a little more high tech than the liberal hippies. It's like, that's the big threat. So it's like, he's like, China needs to get along. China needs to respect their culture. It's like, what about our culture? What about our ethnic heritage? What about all that? All of that is deemed racist. You ever notice that? I find it very interesting and very shocking. There's so many special interest groups for every ethnicity, every, skin tone, which is bizarre because I keep talking about it. It's even my new song, Way Too Jack for the Gulag. You look at me, like some people say I'm olive. The more I get in the sun, the darker I look. I would say I'm like 2-3 shades darker than Sean King. I'm probably 1 or 2 shades darker than Kamala Harris. And it doesn't matter to me. I'm not, to me, it's content of character over skin color, but I'm all these ads, they're like, why is Colin Kaepernick getting mistreated? Because he's a black quarterback and Tom Brady's white. It's like Lamar Jackson's way blacker than Colin Kaepernick, and he's doing great. Colin Kaepernick was a backup quarterback when he started doing his activism. That's why. But even Colin Kaepernick, it's like, is his skin that much darker than mine? I don't think so. But anyway, point I'm getting to is in America, if you consider yourself black, you could have 1,000 special interest groups. If anybody says anything about your ethnicity that's deemed negative, you'll have hundreds of groups breathing down your neck. If you say anything about Jewish people, whether it's a compliment or something unflattering, you'll have thousands of special interest groups up your neck, protecting that ethnicity, protecting that heritage, protecting that skin tone. If you're white, not only can you not organize, if you organize, they'll call you a supremacist. So there's pretty much no organizations that are looking out for the interests of those people because you're not allowed to. It's considered racist. But you can't even defend it from like an off point of view. Be like, I just don't agree with what you're doing. I think it's pretty messed up. I think it's pretty evil. I think you're doing exactly what you claim you're trying to fight. I think you're being racist. I think you hate these people solely on the skin color. I think you don't even care about content of character anymore. I don't even think you're trying to hear this person's story or how they grew up or where they came from. Maybe they escaped communism in Europe. Maybe they came from Russia and they got beaten as a child or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's like, these people are not interested in learning you, but do you realize the games that they're playing? I'm going to write a whole book on it. I know people keep asking when it's done. I'm making progress, but I want it to be perfect. But I'm going through all these words because they have a word for every single thing that they do to stop you from saying it so they can do exactly what they claim that you're doing. It's like projection tactics mixed with very crafty word manipulation, and that's what they're doing. I'll give you an example. They say anti-science or climate denier or anti-vaccine or whatever. Just recently, it's on my Telegram chat. I'm not going to talk about it too much because this website is intolerant to actual discussion. So you got to go to my Telegram chat for more of that. But, there was a new insider tape of Zuckerberg basically saying on a private stream, I don't know where, maybe to certain employees and stuff. He was basically saying the new vaccine, which is not a normal vaccine, this is not a theory, by the way. This is not anti-vaxxer. That word was created to silence anybody that's educated, research, or just doesn't agree with it. Some people are, but not every single person who speaks openly and accurately about this stuff is an product. It's a made up word to be like, I'm right, you're wrong, I'm good, you're bad, you're against, I'm for. It's total nonsense. But Zuckerberg's basically saying, because this normal ones, they give you a little bit of the virus. I think you'd have to look up the science of that. But these ones are synthetic mRNA, and there's not a lot of testing on it. As far as, the Operation Warp Speed, Donald Trump fooled conservatives into thinking rushing a, Moderna and a Pfizer product is like this great Space Force type accomplishment, when really it's just him doing exactly what Hillary would do, except rebranding it for conservatives and woke people. But anyway, there's not long-term testing for this stuff. The synthetic mRNA that they're injecting in you, I hope it works. It builds a spike protein. I hope you're protected for the rest of your life. But 4 or 5 years down the road, who knows? I mean, they don't really have the testing because it's not been out that long. Zuckerberg knows that. And he said that pretty much. He was like, it's going to be tough to censor certain things because, not he knows, he's not stupid. And not everything's anti-vaxxer. Like, I know he's pro-vaccine, but he knows that, it's just reality that we don't know what's going to happen in 4 or 5 years. It's like every pharmacy product you see on television. They told you it was safe, and then they found out down the road that, it might not have been. So you're eligible for a lawsuit or asbestos. How many commercials have you seen like that? This is real. This is not a theory. This is reality. This is a conspiracy reality, not a theory. But, that's just how the world works, and they try to cover it up. So he says one thing publicly, one thing privately. Very interesting. And they use the word climate denier. I used to be a climate change activist myself. And then I started doing research and asking questions. And once you ask the right questions or the wrong questions, they don't like it. Here's the Weather Channel on January 21st, 2021. It says February is expected to be warmer than average across much of the U.S., and that trend may continue into early spring. And it shows the hottest region being Texas. So they predicted that Texas would be hotter than ever. Global warming, folks, Texas is going to be super hot, except for the fact that the exact opposite was true. And Texas is super cold. It's having like a epic blizzard snowstorm that's just really ruining a lot of the state and making everybody cold and, making stores overwhelmed and stuff. So it's just like when they make wrong predictions, you could see in the Associated Press, they said in the 2000s, this is going to happen. It never happened. Al Gore said scientists are predicting that this is going to happen. It never happened. They're wrong all the time because they're not experts. Maybe they're expert liars or they're expert propagandists or they're expert egomaniacs who think that they control science and control reality and control Earth when they don't. But these people should be challenged. But they make these words to say, if you challenge the pharmacy company, you're an anti-vaxxer. It's like, what about the fact that they have no liability? And there's a whole history that's open and public on government websites that you can read exactly of the good things that they did and the not so good things that they did. You're allowed to discuss it. It's a total joke. So that's what they're doing with that. As far as Texas, you guys got to let me know. Thank you for the super chat. You guys got to let me know what you think, because as far as why the infrastructure is failing, I can't say I really know. I'm hearing that they had some wind turbines, this, that, but I only know as much as the next person. And this is where it gets really difficult and why I think our country needs to figure it out and stop acting like children. Because when something happens, I'll give you an example. Rush Limbaugh passed away. Rest in peace, Rush Limbaugh. I don't know that much about him. I'm going to be honest. I listened to him talk to Trump a couple months ago, but he missed my time. I was younger. My parents weren't really political, so they didn't listen to Rush Limbaugh. I know nothing about him. Pro, con. I know what the media said about him. I'm pretty much indifferent when it comes to him. So I see people on the left, of course, wishing for saying, blah, 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 he's going to burn in hell, whatever. And then I see people on the right saying, oh my God, this is so bad. This is so mean, which I think it is. But at the same time, when somebody left-wing dies, the right does almost the same thing. If I had to compare, I would say the right is a little bit more honorable than the left. You have a lot of right-wing people say, I don't like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but I appreciate what she did. Or, the right seems to be a little bit more honorable, but for the most part, you have the same sort of thing. You have people saying, burn in hell, whatever. I never liked you in the first place. So it's like people just act like kids and babies. And that kind of translates, that type of attitude translates to like the Texas snowstorm. What really happened? Whose fault is it? Is it Governor Abbott's fault? Is it this person's fault? Is it the energy company's fault? Whose fault is it? Is it the wind turbines? Should they have stuck to gas? Who knows? Because you have people like Beto O'Rourke. He's using it to refuel his political career. Never let a good tragedy go to waste. So now he's the hero, even though Beto O'Rourke couldn't even fix a skateboard. You have AOC saying should have went to the Green New Deal. What if they went to the Green New Deal and it was even a bigger fail, which I'm guessing it would be. So my question to you is, what really happened there? I'm going to read the comments after this. And also, it just sucks that we have grown adults that are 2 times the age of me acting like kids. They don't give a crap about us, folks. And this is something that the right and the left need to figure out. It's like, do you want corruption with an LGBT flag and a rainbow colored suit? Or do you want corruption with a cowboy hat that acts like they're just like you? I mean, there's good and bad people in both parties, but it's like, this game is getting sick where it's like, How come they could send $500 million to Israel, $700 million or something to Sudan, $10 billion to South America? They're sending money all over the world. Let's spend a couple trillion in Afghanistan just to run in the same place and just, accomplish pretty much nothing. They're spending trillions of dollars. And then they turn around. I get why progressives think that we should have universal health care. I think it's a bad idea because now you're giving a monopoly to the government and letting them tax you and steal your money. But as far as should you get something more for your tax money, I think you should. So I'm sympathetic to why progressives think that they should get health care, because if they could send $1 trillion to Afghanistan, they should be able to give you something. I just want the best health care government can do for me is leave me alone. It's like them overreaching. Oh, we're going to shut down your gym. We're going to help your health anomaly. We're going to make it harder for you to go to the grocery store. We're going to slap a diaper to your face and scream at you and call you a terrorist if you just take it off and try to breathe air. It's like, you're not, just leave me alone. You want to help my health? Get off my back, stop stealing my money, and stop taxing me for healthcare that doesn't work. So I get why people think it, but the point I'm trying to get to is both sides of politics, none of these people seem to give a crap about us. None of them seem to be prepared for any sort of storm or any sort of anything. It's like they're just throwing money all over the place. It's like, even in a lot of places, when's the last time they paved the roads? Are they even trying to make the airports nicer? I've seen in certain places, the airports have gotten a little nicer, but it's like we have no national love. The left hates the right hates the left, and all these politicians seem to just not do anything. So I would love if we got along, but that's why they love a good Trump, to make him the scapegoat, or a good George Floyd thing, or a good, I'm not saying it's good, but for them it's good. They raise billions of dollars through Act Blue to progressive causes. They need stuff like that. The Capitol was the greatest thing that ever happened for them, not for me, for them, because now they have fundraising. Now they get more views than ever on CNN. Now they have a reason to call everybody terrorists and try to tie everybody and their mama to the event. It's like they love something like that because it takes away from the left and the right realizing neither party seems to be prepared. Neither party seems to care. Neither party seems to be doing proper infrastructure. Neither party seems to be really cracking down on crime or trying to figure out a solution. And one party certainly seems to hate the people here, the culture, and anybody that's grateful and appreciative for what makes us special. And freedom, in my opinion, is what made America innovative. When you have too many rules and regulations, some are okay. But as far as some of the greatest inventions in the 21st century, a lot of them came from America, because we have the ability to not only think, but produce an idea, create a company, and do something. And now they're wiping that all out with the pandemic. They're using the pandemic to bring in communism. When you're not allowed to run your business, but Amazon can, this is not free market capitalism. And I don't know that we ever really had it in this country, but at least we had something where a lot of Europe was envious. I'm sure there's things that benefit them as well. But now that we don't have the freedom to really do or say anything, who can we really challenge? This is a big trap that they do with the pharmacy industry. Their business model essentially is they're one of the biggest lobbyists of Congress. So big pharma lobbies the crap out of both sides of politics. So now they control the politicians. They could pass things like they did during the Reagan era, the Vaccine Safety Act. This is not a theory, it's a fact. Vaccine companies for their product have not been liable. They're not liable. Biden wants to make gun manufacturers liable, but they're not liable. Okay, it doesn't even make sense with gun manufacturers because you can't control what someone does with it. But as far as a vaccine, you're doing exactly what they're telling you to do, and they're not even liable for that. So that happens. They lobby the politicians. Then who do you think sponsors Fox News and CNN? I mean, who do you think is one of the biggest sponsors, probably of Facebook and Google? The pharmacy industry has a lot of money. So it's like they pretty much lobby government. They pretty much work with most news companies. So do you think if you're a CNN news host or a Fox News news host, I don't know this for sure, but I could guess, if you're going to question them too much and they're giving millions of dollars to your business, they're one of the biggest sponsors in commercial advertisements, do you think you're going to be able to question them and call them out? Do you think they're not going to pull their money or make a phone call and say, you should probably shut that guy up? So these people are just puppets. So they don't get questioned on the media anymore. They used to 30, 40 years ago, used to hear about this stuff all the time. Now you can't hear about it on there. Now they lobby big tech, so you can't talk about it and they censor it. And they know exactly what they're doing. So the point I'm getting to is like you have pretty much these companies have no liability, nobody questioning them on television, censor everybody on social media, social engineering everybody to think it's a conspiracy theory, to think that they're doing exactly what they're doing. And their past and their future Are they the flawless things that have no risk whatsoever? Of course not, especially with the newer product. But these are the games that they play. And I hope that the left wing wakes up to that, because it's not, oh, Trump, and we're saving lives by shutting things down. No, you're just the fool. You're just the useful idiot who is not allowing people to question things. And we have the point right now where we should be questioning everything responsibly and accurately, but we have technology where it's like they replaced us at sports games with AI and just like fake cheers. People are questioning what's going on with Biden, and I understand why, because it's starting to feel like the Truman Show. People don't know what's real or fake anymore. They've been pretty much sucked out of social society, trapped behind Zoom calls and computers. You're not even allowed to go to the beach for 2 months. You're not allowed to go to parks. You're not allowed to go to clubs or social things. People aren't speaking to you. So people don't know what to believe anymore. Is it real? Is it fake? Is it staged? Is it not? I feel for people, because who knows? When I watched a sports game, it is staged. The whole thing is staged. Maybe not the game, but the fans are staged. There's fake boos. There's fake cheers. I'm watching people play in an empty gym with nobody around, and they're making it look like it's jam-packed with artificial intelligence. Like, that's really happening. These cheers and boos in most of the games, until they put people in there, it's all fake. So people don't know what to believe anymore. And then if you question anything, they have a way to shut you down, not because it's wrong, because they just don't want you to think about what they're doing or talk about it. So I'm going to read 2 things real quick. I'm not saying what happened in Texas is probably natural. It's probably just a once in a lifetime storm. It could be completely normal. I'm not blaming the left. I'm not blaming the right. I'm not blaming Abbott. I'm not blaming AOC. I'm not blaming any foreign country or our country. It could have just happened. However, I do want to say that if I were to talk about weather warfare, and if it was a possibility, they would say it's crazy. You can't do it. That's a conspiracy theory. But I'm going to read mainstream articles. This one is Thursday, December 3rd, 2020, just a few months ago. This is from CNN, your favorite trusted news source that's approved by Zuckerberg, right? China to expand weather modification program to cover an area larger than India. So I'm going to read it. China this week revealed plans to drastically expand an experimental weather modification program to cover an area of over 5.5 million square kilometers, more than 1.5 times the total size of India. Wow. In the next 5 years, the total area covered by artificial rain or snowfall will reach 5.5 million square kilometers, while over 500 million square will be covered by hail suppression technologies. The statement added that the program will help with the disaster relief, agricultural production, and emergency responses to the forest and grassland fires. So they have the power to essentially make it rain or snow on a size as big as India. India is a huge country. Here's another one. This is older. This is from a couple years ago. China's launching weather modification control machines across an area the size of Alaska. This is Forbes magazine. It says China's launching the world's largest weather control machine with the ability to modify the weather in an area similar to the size of Alaska, which is bigger than Texas. China's never shied away from doing these things on a massive scale. And this is another example. They did this at one of the Olympics, and it was pretty mainstream. So this is not a conspiracy theory. This is not a fringe idea. This is like really happening. They have the weather modification tools to change the weather, to make it rain, to make it snow, probably the opposite, on a size bigger than India or Alaska, which is enough to cover a state. So here's where it gets concerning. Am I saying that happened in Texas? No, I have no idea. But what I'm saying is, if there is evidence or people decided to speculate, they have to be able to speculate, because these things can really happen. And if our media and our social media shuts us down from saying it, they're not proving me wrong. They're just creating like a totalitarian machine where they could do this stuff and just put a muzzle on your face and just keep it moving and silence and shut down anybody who questions it. And one example where this happened was the virus, the COVID, SARS-CoV-2, whatever they call it, COVID-19. Bill Gates talked for years, maybe a decade, about virus and germ warfare. He said one of the biggest threats facing us was terrorism via germs and viruses. He made this statement years ago, and I believe I saw a recent video. He's still talking about this terrorism via germs, diseases, whatever you want to call it, viruses. He knows that this is a big threat. In Wuhan, if you look up articles, they censor everybody who talks about it. But Fauci in the Wuhan lab and his, little infectious disease funding crew were manipulating back coronaviruses. Gain of function or gain in function research which took viruses that couldn't transmit into humans and made them transmit into humans, studying them for vaccines and cures. And many of the top virologists in the US at major institutions told him that it was very dangerous for the obvious reasons of if you screw up, you could create a human infected virus that didn't exist in nature in the first place. Luc Montagnier, if you look up his name, he's the HIV discoverer. He's one of the last great discoveries in virology. He has a Nobel Prize for it. He said that this was man-made. I didn't say that. I don't know that, but he said that, and he's a lot more credible with creative virology than a lot of these experts who work for CNN and Fox News and MSNBC. Although I will say Tucker covered this quite extensively to some extent. He said that he could trace why he thought it was that way and where it was going to go. But you can't say that. They shut down, censor, and silence anybody who even questions that. Is it because it's impossible? No, it is possible. Bill Gates knows it. Fauci knows it. Zuckerberg, they all know it. They've all, not all of them, but Bill Gates has mentioned it. And everybody who's into virology knows that they do that type of research, and it's a possibility. Am I saying it happened? I have no idea. But when you can't talk about it, it doesn't mean, oh, they proved me wrong. To me, it starts getting more suspicious. Now I think you did it. And now I think you're collaborating with people who are shutting it down. So when it comes to what happened in Texas, obviously there's a lot of takeaways. First of all, I want to say I'm not starting the theory that it was weather modification, but I am saying it's a possibility. They can do it. China's working on the technology. And if they stop you from even questioning it, that's a major red flag, because that means they could do it scot-free and no one will ever know. And this is the type of stuff they do. I always say when it comes to the US and America and China, this is high-level crime. I'm not saying they're doing crime, but when you look at low-level crime, I always say this, like if you look in the streets, people killing each other over shoes or jewelry or their baby mama or whatever, it's like that's low-level stuff. No offense, but that's what people are doing for no reason. They're killing their neighbors over just dumb stuff. High-level people, millionaires, billionaires, you're talking about bank scams, you're talking about social engineering. You're talking about Russia in the 60s and 70s were psychologically operating on US, films and trying to get into the industries. This is high level stuff. So when you're talking little like Iraq, Afghanistan, it's real, it's bad, but that's like proxy war stuff. You go fight here, we're going to fight through you, and we're going to fight each other through other people. Like the big boy stuff is this type of stuff, weather modification, germ engineering. Like that's what the big boys are doing for sure. But they don't want you to talk about it, not because it's not real, because they're trying to do it and get away with it and silence any dissent like an authoritarian regime. So it's worth talking about. On that note, I've gotten some heat recently from, a certain crowd. I won't name the name because I've been having a good month just doing my own thing. But I've seen myself in these memes where they're trying to call me a LARP or they're just projecting onto me. But the point I'm getting to is I question certain people because I try to say with conspiracies or whatever you want to talk about, there's so much real stuff going out there. You want to be as accurate as possible, because if you start just being loose, you're no better than CNN. You become the CNN or, the MSNBC of conspiracy theories. Like you'll believe anything. I could just make up something. I'm like, laser beam coming from Mars, shooting my head. It's like, oh, I believe that. It's like, you should have an open mind to an extent, but don't become so sloppy that, I think it's like an ego thing. People are like, well, I'm a truther. I'm the truth. I'm fighting the deep state. It's like, well, then be accurate. If you want to fight the deep state, be as accurate as you can be as honest as you can be. If you're fighting a lie with a lie, you're just another liar. Just, it's like calling everybody racist. Are you fighting racism? Only in your own head. No, how are you fighting racism? By calling everybody racist. Everybody who voted for Trump is racist. You're helping racists. So you want to be accurate. And, I've talked about there's one movement, I won't even say the name. They've been telling people just wait for martial laws, blackouts are imminent. So I told people if a blackout comes, it's not a good thing. It means your food, make sure you get your food right, put it somewhere cold or keep it cold if it's a blackout in a hot area. It means your house is going to fail. It means your infrastructure is going to fail. It means you might not be able to go to the supermarket. Blackouts are not good, folks. Blackouts are bad. Power outages are bad. There's a whole right-wing movement telling people blackouts are good. Just wait. So I'm just curious. I don't know. I told people when it happens, these people are going to be celebrating. They're going to be like, we told you so. The blackouts are coming. The deep state's getting arrested any day now. They've been saying that for 4 years. And I feel like it's a psyop to convince patriots who would normally know martial law is not good. If they militarize DC, that's not good. If a blackout happens in Texas, that's not good. I'm just curious if these people are like celebrating it because they get pissed at me because I'm like that whole movement to me is a psychological operation to make patriots think up is down, down is up, left is right, and become so sloppy with their theories that they're willing to believe the wrong thing, reject the right thing, and be a useful idiot, no different than somebody who watches too much television. So, I'm curious if they're saying that, because everyone's like, see, we told you a blackout was coming. It's like, yeah, blackouts and power outages happen every year, every 10 years in certain countries on a big scale. They're going to happen here with not only extreme weather, but also with a failure of systems. I mean, our infrastructure is probably not going to stand the test of time in a lot of areas because our government, and no offense, kind of sucks, and they don't really prioritize these things. They've spent more money fighting wars in the Middle East than they did upgrading a lot of our systems. So I think, that's when I talk about this type of stuff. I try to be as accurate as I possibly can be and open as I possibly can be, because if you just start sounding crazy and just start getting sloppy, no one's going to believe you. But when it comes to weather modification, when it comes to viruses, all this stuff is real and it's very provable. So that's why with my videos, at least, the reason I do that, multiple reasons. One, I just want to be as convincing as I possibly can be, and just show people so they can look at it and be like, okay, that's easy to believe. If I have no proof, no evidence, and I'm sloppy, nobody will believe me. Someone said, here we go again. No, I'm pretty much over it, but I just wanted to say that. I feel like, it needed to be said. But I'll say this, and then I'm going to pretty much answer questions and read stuff that you guys are saying. There's a Bible verse, and it's just really common sense too, but it basically says if somebody lies about this, they'll lie about this. So it's a red flag, just because it's like if somebody's willing to do that with this, they'll do it with this. I find the same thing with inaccuracy. When I see somebody lie or make a mistake, it's not a big deal. Everyone makes mistakes. Everybody, at a certain point has to retract something, hopefully it's small and you made a mistake, but it's not a big deal to make a mistake. Mistakes lead you to success in every industry. You got to make mistakes. But I can't really be obsessed with somebody when I see them lie or I see them get it wrong, and then they double down on the lie or triple down on the lie and hold on to the lie and knock everybody away that questions them. I just don't trust people like that. And I've seen, certain people, certain figures, certain leaders, certain icons, certain groups, that's their whole bread and butter. It's like, just say whatever you want, have no accuracy. If you're wrong, just be flat out denying that you ever said it, or you protect the lie and start smearing and trying to destroy anybody who tells you the truth. I just find it not only very counterproductive if you're trying to be a truther or whatever, lead a consciousness movement and wake people up. It's not only, not helpful, but it's also just like, it's more about your own ego and your own image and your own group than it is about really being the truth. If you want to be a truther, I think it's like important to be accurate. And if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. But to like triple down on a big deal and make a movement that's like so sloppy where it's like, I'll believe anything. I don't need proof. I'm fighting them. That's, I think, the psychology that's really screwing up the country. It's like the left thinks that they're better than the right. Those are just a bunch of hillbillies. I'm so much smarter. I went to Harvard, or I have a Starbucks in my hand, and I, paid $3,000 to live in San Francisco. So I'm better than a woodworker. It's like, you're really not, but whatever. If you want to tell yourself that, they have this ideology, like, I'm fighting the white supremacists. It's me versus all the bad guys. So they become terrible people because they lack self-awareness and self-accountability. They have zero self-awareness and they become so bad. That's why the left has just destroyed itself. They've lost the plot completely. That's happening on the right wing too. Certain movements, certain groups, they think, well, I'm better than the left. Politically, I think so to some extent, but at a certain point, you're only not a fool if you don't get fooled. If you're getting fooled, if they can put a cowboy hat on somebody and say, let's go bomb Iraq, and you say, yeehaw, let's bomb them because they have a cowboy hat on, that's where they can get both sides. Like the left can be fooled, the right can be fooled. They put an LGBT hat on Kamala Harris and some Skechers or whatever she wears, Converse, and it's like, ooh, man, regime change war never seems so cool. It's like they have a trick for everybody. So I think the big problem happening in this country, and I think the left is probably the biggest culprit by far, but it happens to both sides when your ego gets bigger than your self-awareness and self-accountability. Doesn't matter if you trust the plan. Doesn't matter if you like Trump. Doesn't matter if you're a liberal that has a poodle with a rainbow collar or something. It's like, are you willing to admit you're wrong? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to evolve? Are you willing to educate yourself? Are you willing to be open-minded to new ideas and test your evidence? Are you willing to be able to be like, listen, I'm wrong. I'm right about this, this, and this, but I was wrong about this and this. And maybe I should, try to have accuracy when I say stuff. But we're losing the plot and we're really losing reality because they're mixing all this with no human interaction, no physical contact. no, schools for the kids. They're putting up like barriers and slave prisons and calling it, I don't know, social distancing. So it's like, it's a bad time to really lose the plot like that, because they're trying to screw with us already mentally and psychologically, and it's working in many ways. But we're losing reality, like almost literally. They're just almost like replacing it with this Truman Show-esque thing where we can't even like operate like a normal human. So it's, in my opinion, even more important to just, not lose it. Because if the left says up is down, down is up, left is right, right is left, they just become total weirdos, and they're just wrong and nasty about everything. And like the truth makes them mad. It creeps me out to see the people that the left hates. They hate the best people. It's so strange. Like they hate Rand Paul. It's like Rand Paul is by far like one of the nicest Republicans. Out of every Republican, he's probably, I get why people wouldn't like Mitch McConnell or whatever, or like, McCain, but you hate Rand Paul, you hate Michael Vanderveen, you hate Jim Jordan. He's a little annoying, but it's like they just hate people. They hate the truth. They hate people who aren't fake. And then on the right, you have a little bit of that too. I think it's much better, but at the same time, there's certain hive mind, certain things where like I'm better than that, so I don't have to have accountability. I don't have to have self-awareness. I don't have to check what I'm doing. I don't have to fact check. You know how many times, and then I'm going to really get to the comments. You know how many times people sent me the Bill Gates video of him talking to the CIA about like religion, mind control or something? It's a fake video, guys. And if you searched and took a minute, you don't have to, but if you took a minute, you'd realize that's from a documentary. It's not Bill Gates. It's from a documentary or some sort of movie or something. It's not even him. It's a fake clip. The reason this is so important, I'm not making excuses for Bill Gates. I don't really agree with him on a lot of stuff. I make videos about it all the time. There's real things Bill Gates is doing. He's really genetically modifying mosquitoes. He's really trying to block the sun with Harvard scientists. He's really buying up farmland. He really wants to stop meat. There's 20,000 things that he's doing. He's really working with pharmacy companies. He's really, talking about climate change. We could talk for days about what Bill Gates is really doing. So why would you want to hone in on one thing that's fake? Not only is it not real, so you become a liar, it takes away from all the real stuff going on. And that's all that I try to do here. People get so mad at me, but it's like, there's so many truthers and so many trust the plan type people where it's like, I'm a truther. I'm fighting the world. I'm fighting the deep state. It's like, then be accurate. Then tone your ego down a little bit, Mr. Shaman or Miss Yoga teacher. Tone the ego down and upgrade, up the truth. It's like, be willing to be like, maybe be skeptical, be open-minded, but they hone in and they grip onto these things that are fake and just call out everybody out. Like they think everybody's an agent that tells them that it's not true. So that's why I think being honest is important, because you cling on to a thing that's not real, and there's no reason to do that, guys. We're not short of conspiracies. We're not short of real things that are happening. This isn't 2006 where we're like, ooh, who's the Illuminati? It's like, guys, it's right in your face. We're walking around with diapers on our face. They're mandating masks. They're shutting down businesses. Like, there's no shortage of crazy stuff going on. If you just listen to Bill Gates talk, you could find 20 things he's doing that are so shocking most people don't even know. There's no reason to cling on to the fake clip of him talking to the CIA that's not even real. But so many people send that to me, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. But to me, that's an example of like, you're spending too much energy on something that's not real and ignoring, there's so much else out there that also makes you look better when it's like they want you to make that mistake and point to it and then say that everything you're saying is fake. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to read some of the comments after, and I'm going to try to get to the super chat. Someone said, did I see Bill Gates push for synthetic beef? Yeah, I saw that. I mean, dude, he's a strange character. And I want to say this. The media says two things to you. This is how you know they're lying. So first they say, you can't question Bill Gates. That's a conspiracy theory. They hate people who don't like Bill Gates. Meanwhile, their whole ideology revolves around hating Donald Trump. So on one hand, you can't disagree with a billionaire. You can't have a different worldview than a billionaire. And then on the other hand, they hate a billionaire, Donald Trump, and they think he's the most evil person on the planet. If you think that's Donald Trump, some people think that's Bill Gates. And Bill Gates is a lot more of a global player. He's all over the place. Me personally, I don't think he's this great philanthropist. I think he's kind of a weirdo, and maybe he gets ahead of himself. Maybe he means well. But I think he's one of these people that just doesn't know his place, or he does know his place. And it's like he's trying to, put the world in his vision. And that's not my vision. I think he's wrong on a lot of things. And, if you listen to the new Joe Rogan, Elon Musk podcast, he lied about Elon Musk. He's like, you can't make trucks like that. And Elon's like, I already made trucks like that. So Elon called him out for lying respectfully, but he's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's talking about my truck saying I can't do it. And I've already done it. It's a lie that he's saying that when I already have these trucks and you could go watch them drive. Like I have the technology. So what, it's like, why would you be able to only question Elon Musk and Donald Trump, but you can't question Bill Gates? It's because he works hand in hand with the pharmacy companies who work hand in hand with the politicians and the media. And he also works hand in hand with the media. Bill Gates gives grants to dozens of media companies. So they just, carry his coattails. But it's okay to like him and it's okay to not like him. It's only this fake reality that they create where it's like, you're not allowed to question what he's doing. It's kind of weird to genetically modify mosquitoes. It's kind of weird to block the sun. It's very not only controversial, but these things can come at a cost. If you screw up genetically modifying mosquitoes, you think that can't have a bad effect on humanity? If you screw up blocking the sun, because you're trying to do climate, you think that can't backfire? All of these things can backfire. When you're dishing out abortion, tools like it's candy, do you think that could backfire when people like Elon Musk and Jack Ma claim that, humanity's facing a population collapse? Of course, Bill Gates is like this little, and it's like, they don't want you to be able to question him. It's crazy, but we know why they're doing it. But that's why I say be as accurate as you can be, because if you're accurate, they have a way harder time censoring you and they have a way harder time disagreeing with you. I'll read a message that I got recently. I hope, I hope it can inspire some people. You can't get everybody to like you. It's impossible, but I was pretty pumped. I saw this on my Instagram. It said, you gave truth. And even though on Black Lives Matter, I felt bad for Trump because they did lie on him with the cry face. So some tricks saying I'm BLM, I'm Black Lives Matter. I agree with your video. I think it's because my video is just straightforward. I'm not yelling at them. I'm not calling them names. Sometimes I do, but not all the time. But it's like sometimes the truth hits, and a lot of people are looking for the truth. Like if you watch the right Colin Kaepernick video, you're watching it and you're like, man, this guy's speaking facts. It's like they don't know the full story. Sometimes they only see what they're told. So if you can show it in a right way and be honest and be fair about it, a lot of people can wake up, just like a lot of people that watch me and myself. I didn't always think the way I thought, and neither did most people here. So it's like, have a little bit of compassion, I think, sometimes. And that goes a long way, where if you're just really accurate and you work on making a convincing argument, it goes a long way, I think. And it's easy. I mean, it's not the easiest thing, but it's easier than ever because there's so much there. There's no reason to cling on to things that are hard to prove. You could try, but it's harder to convince people. You look like that Charlie meme from was it Always Sunny, where he's all over the place. Like, that's what you look like sometimes. And I'm sure I look like that, but that's what I think. Someone said Elon's going to Mars and Gates isn't invited. Yeah, I hear all this talk about the moon and the Mars. It's like, just show me. They've been talking about it for years. Oh, we're going to go back. We can't go back. We lost the technology this year, next year. It's like, listen, I'm a huge skeptic. I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, listen, prove me wrong. I've been hearing this for 20, 30 years. Oh, we're going to put a woman astronaut. Just wait any day now. It's like, yeah. Oh yeah, let's go. It's like, it's like, Lucy, got some explaining to do. NASA, I'm observing. I'm a citizen. Impress me. Right now, I'm not that impressed, but whatever. I'm sure a lot of people are. They got the cool NASA socks and stuff, but I'm like, he says he's going to Mars. Okay, then do it. Let's see it. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but it's kind of like with the, people are like, what do you think about the mass arrest? I'm like, just show me. I'm not going to spend 5 years being, ooh, any day now it's going to happen. We're going to go to Mars and Hillary Clinton. It's like, that's no way to live. It's like, no one's getting arrested except for Trump supporters. I'm sorry to break people's spirit, but it's like, you were wrong for 4 years and that, whatever. Someone said, I don't trust the Elon car and space thing. Listen, it's all very interesting. Yeah, I know. He was like, he said on the Rogan podcast, he's like, it looks so fake. That's how you know it's real. I was like, what? And then he was talking about how do you get the camera? He's like, oh, we have a radio, but it's low quality, but it didn't look low quality. It looked very high quality. Listen, I'm not saying anything. I plead the fifth. I'm not saying nothing. Someone said, love your videos, posted the Pipple one and it's taken off. Thank you, Monica. Yeah, that one did some numbers. I think it's at like 700,000 or 800,000 on Instagram. A lot of people just took it from me and didn't credit me. That's fine. It's for the world. Here, just steal my content. You guys could take it. Yeah, I don't really care though. I prefer, I mean, here's my rule with that. If you share it, I appreciate it. You're always likely to share. Technically, if you wanted to steal my video, you could. I'm not going to stop you because I really just want to get the message out there. But I would like if you tagged me. If you upload it to another channel, I would say try to wait a few days so people could see my video. But if not, whatever. I don't really care. Just tag me in it at least. Like some people steal my video and they don't even tag me. But I don't really care. You know, I'm not going to like hunt people down. It's like whatever. The information is good. The message is good. That's all. That's what's most important. Someone said, I'm in Florida, ate in a restaurant today. Congratulations. Thank you, Jose. Appreciate it. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't done a live video in a while, but I worked really hard last week and I have like 4 or 5 new videos. So if you're on my email list, stayintouchwithme.com, I sent out, oh, I forgot to say too, I'm working on new merchandise. So you know, I'm trying to get even better merchandise. I would say more because the company I was working with is kind of dropping the ball a little bit. So I'm trying to get new stuff made in the US, better shirts, better quality or the same quality because I love the hats, same ones. But I'm working on all that and the customer service. I'm going to get someone to do full-time customer service. It's going to be quicker ship. They're going to ship it in a day or 2 instead of a week or 2 weeks. So I'm working on all that. I'm going to relaunch my store probably in a month. And thedreamrare.com, and it's going to be quicker, better customer service, all that stuff. I do want to say though, if you want a pink hat, I don't have one. I gave it away to somebody, but if you want a pink God bless hat, you got to get it now. And I'm not just saying that as like a sales pitch. I'm just saying there might never be a pink hat again. So they're at dreamrare.com for the next couple of days or a couple of weeks, and eventually they're just going to disappear. So if you want that pink hat, get it now. I'm going to do new designs, new products. I have some of it here. I have a sweatshirt made in the US. I'm pretty excited about updating all that. Someone said the Puerto Rican tiger. Are you calling me the Puerto Rican tiger? If so, that's hilarious. Or is that something else? I like that. That's how, if I was a boxer, then maybe that would be my boxing name. But I'm so mixed. I don't know if I could just claim Puerto Rican and be like the Puerto Rican, Polish, Italian tiger. It's a little too much though. You know, you want a short nickname. It's better for branding. I think Parlor came back to someone who asked, but I don't know. It's a little glitchy. The white God bless hat. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you guys real quick. Hold on. Here's a. Hold on. So I have the new designs. Hold on, real quick. Wait a second. So I'm trying to get these again. So it's the same company, but you see, these are the white God bless hats. These are fresh. The company I was working with, they ran out of these hats, and they're like, it's not going to be there till March, and I'm getting tired waiting for them. So I found the same distributor. It's the same company, the made in the US. But look at these ones. These ones would be the new ones, but they have this little black or blue thing right here. I don't know if I like it though or not. I have a new guy I'm going to work with. Let me know. Thumbs up or thumbs down. This is the God bless hat. It would be this one, same company, same quality, excuse me, but it's got like a little different color there. I don't know if I like it. Thumbs up if you like this, if you like the little color here, or thumbs down if you like this one better. I'm gonna take this seriously. Thumbs down if you like this one, thumbs up if you like this one. Someone said I like it, it makes it unique. Someone said no. Do got no black stripe. All right, All right, looks like a mixed bag. I agree. Yeah. All right. Some people like it, some people don't. Yeah, the blue. That's what I said. Someone said the blue line is random. I'm like, why would you even put that there? It's like I don't mind it, but I like the solid white better. So I'm like, they don't have the solid white in stock. They only have this one. I'm like, why would you go out of your way to add the blue stripe? You know, we'll see. But I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna hold out for the white stripe. But I got yeah, I'll figure it out. But I'm getting good quality. We're updating it. Someone said my shoulders look bigger. Getting too jacked for the gulag. That's right. I told you guys I'm going to get huge by December. I'm already getting pretty big. So my shoulders are getting big. My arms are getting big. People say, Anomaly, what do you do to work out? Here, I'm going to inspire you guys. I don't really do as much as you think I do. Obviously, I work out enough to get bigger, but I'm not out here for 2 hours. I just do this like every day. Maybe I do it for 5 minutes. Maybe I do it for 2 minutes. Maybe I take a bath, and before my bath, I just do this. You know, I get the triceps and stuff too, and I'll do some push-ups sometimes. I got some other weights, but consistency. It's not, I don't even take that much time. I just make sure I do it every day or every other day, but most of the time. And I don't even do it for an hour, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever. Someone said a week. I'm starting to box now too. Listen, let's calm down. This is a nonviolent broadcast, but you say I'm weak. I'm going to start boxing. I'm going to get bigger. I'm just saying anything's a possibility. Don't rule anything out. Okay. You might see me in the ring sometime with somebody. And I'm not small. I know I look small in here. I'm 6'2", 6'3". So you better be tall if you're boxing me, because I got pretty long arms too. I'm just saying. Someone said you look well rested. Thank you. I guess so. I don't know. I've been eating good, sleeping good. Life is good. I wish I had these for sale. I just don't. This is like a unicorn trying to get these hats again. Nobody has them. But the pink hats, the same quality, stripe, all pink. They're on dreamrare.com. If you want one, you got to get it now, because I'm going to stop working with the company I'm working with. I'm telling them we're breaking up. I'm working with this new guy soon. He's going to give faster delivery, faster customer service. Everything's going to get better. We don't get worse out here. We just get better, folks. Someone said Jacqueline. Thank you, Jacqueline. All right. Yeah, I agree. I like it without the stripe. Here's the black one. I'm just going to show y'all. This is the black one that they want to do. It's like, why is this stripe here? I don't understand. That's what I said too. It's like, I like the all black. Why is there just a red stripe here? I don't even get it. It's like, if I had red lettering or something, it might be cool if I was trying to go for like a fire theme. I like black and red, but why do you isn't it harder to just make this red? Just give me the all black hat. Oh, we don't have all black. It's like, well, then get it. Or else I'm going to throw a fit on customer service. Put me on with the manager. Hey, I'm the manager. I am the manager. Oh, well, put me on with the higher manager. I'm the highest manager. Well, get me the CEO right now. Oh, whoa. Okay, sir. Sorry, he's not here. I'm like, well, tell him to get here, because I'm not that bad, but that's just how I feel. Yeah, I'm not doing the stripe, folks. I'm with you. It's just like they don't have it. Listen, enough about me and my merch. Let's talk about you. How are you guys doing? Someone said, I like the fact that you don't come out, attack one part or the other, just putting out facts. Well, thank you, Renee. I try to be honest. If I know something, I try to say it. If I don't know something, I try to be as honest as possible. That's the goal here. Thank you. And I try to be as nice as possible. Sometimes I'm nice, sometimes I'm not, but I try to be nice. Well, thank you, Lolita Morris. Appreciate the super chat with the pear. There's like a little laughing pear. I like that. What annoyed me about politics when I got into it, everybody was so negative. Everybody's so childish. They still are. But I was like, there needs to be like better energy, better spirituality in here. Like there's got to be some like, I hear what you're saying. I don't agree, but I hear you. Instead of like, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist. But I don't know. It's enough. Someone said, Anomaly, I think you're right about Trump and it's not fun. God bless. Well, thank you. God bless you too. Someone said, your music is killer, bro. You got skills. Not going to lie. I was surprised. Thank you, Mr. Lie. I mean, Way Too Jack for the Gulag is out in stores now. I mean, by stores, I mean Spotify, Apple Music. I appreciate it. Some people think, oh, he just does the video stuff. He can't do that. I'm like, don't tempt me, because that's how I work. I was always told no. I was always underrated. I was good at soccer. I was good at basketball. They always wanted to put me on the bench. I'm like, listen, I'm out here leading. I'm about to score 5 goals. They're like, no, just sit down. I'm like, I don't want to sit down. Then I have to make my own team. So it's the same thing with rap. They told me, oh, you're not good enough. I got 1 million views. I had record label meetings. They said, rap about drugs, rap about women. I don't want to rap about drugs and women. I want to rap about Bin Laden working for intelligence communities and stuff. And they're like, well, that's not going to sell. I'm like, you just give me some time and just see what happens. So, I just kept going. So when someone says, oh, Anomaly can't rap, then I have to drop a classic on them. I'm just like,
you already know the dish. A lot of people try to tell me, oh my God, you should be so scared.
I didn't want to do it to him. I come out and say,
I'm way too jacked for the gulag, sorry.
I'm way too jacked for the gulag. You want to put me on to the process, but I don't want government. Listen, enough about me. I'm just saying. That's how I fuel off the negative energy. It's like, you can't do that. I'm like, now I'm going to have to drop. I'm going to have to drop a new song. Oh, I don't like your new song. Well, now I'm going to have to drop a new album. Oh, I don't like your new album. Well, now I'm dropping a 3-part Christmas album with 3 albums in one. Sorry. That's how I feel. So for a while, I didn't feel like doing music because I'm like, I'm doing this. I'm getting hundreds of millions of views. I like it. I'm talking. It's easy. I edit it. I don't have to worry about anybody else. I'm independent. Oh, do my music video. They screw it up. I like keeping it to myself. When I work with other people, sometimes it goes well. Most of the time it doesn't. Now I can't blame anybody. It's just me here. So if I blame the editor, I am the editor. If I blame the videographer, I am the videographer. If I blame the sound guy, I am the sound guy. If I blame the light guy, I am the light guy. So I like the control. It's not that I'm not a team player, but sometimes it doesn't get done unless you do it yourself. You feel what I'm saying? All right, enough. Let's calm down. Sorry. I didn't mean to go there, but sometimes people want to push me and I take the bait. I'm like a fish. You throw I bite it every time. I take the bait 10 times out of 10. Someone said I'm hyped today. I've been hyped all year. They can't slow me down this year. I was getting weaker last year because I kept shutting down my gym, and I said, I am the gym now. I'm gonna bring the gym out here, folks. I don't need your gym. I am the gym now. That's why I see you got that in the background. I got weights in the background. All right, we'll get some workouts. I'll answer some more questions, and then I'm probably gonna head out in like 10 minutes. Appreciate y'all. Someone said Fauci can't keep up with how jacked we're getting. I know Fauci's like, listen, my Fauci impression's not good, but let me try. It's like, he's like, well, it's good to just sit inside. I'm Dr. Fauci. It's good to just sit inside and shut down your gym and wear a few masks. It's just good for you to have no human interaction. Don't get too jacked for the gulag. And I'm like, hey, Fauci, first of all, I'm a foot taller than you. Second of all, I'm getting jacked. What do you think about? Oh, no vitamin D. Oh, no. Don't get too jacked. Just sit there and vote for Joe Biden. He'll make you healthy. And Jennifer Levine or whatever her name is, she'll make you real healthy. Don't get too jacked. Oh, Fauci, look, this is like the size of Fauci. This is 1 Fauci, 2 Fauci, 3 Fauci, 4 Fauci, 5. It's like a Dr. Seuss book out here. Come on, bro. Oh, no, don't drink orange juice. I'll drink orange juice live on stream if you keep testing me. I like my vitamin C, fresh from the source. Used to not like pulp. Now I like it because it's whatever. Pulp, no pulp, doesn't matter. Pulp Fiction, whatever. So I said, you do a great Fauci. Thank you. I think I'm pretty good at impressions. Like my Burks is on point. The Fauci hurts my throat though, but someone told me on my Instagram live, I went live on Instagram and someone said, Anomaly, you're not funny. You're just confident. I was like, that was a funny comment. I was like, I'm not funny. I'm just confident. Like if you're confident, you're just automatically funny. I don't think that's true, but it was a reality check. I was like, I'm not confident. I'm just funny. I think I'm funnier than Jim and then Trevor Noah, but I'm also biased. You sound like Fauci with a Chinese flair. Whatever. I'm not. Listen, I didn't even think about the Fauci. I just did it. It's a more Chinese Fauci. It's Fauci 2022 once he gets tighter with the communist Chinese. Would I go on Joe Rogan Experience? Yeah, for sure. I would go on and drink a coffee. He'd be like, do you want to try some DMT? I'd be like, no, I'm good, Joe. He's like, just a little bit before. I'm like, no, not today. He's like, how about some weed? I'm like, I'm good, Joe. He's like, just a little puff. All right, a little puff. Whatever, dude. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I would go on Joe Rogan's podcast. Why not? Someone said, anomaly, I love the product placement. My hats or what? That's not a product placement. I just got that chair. I know I should call them and ask for like some money or something. Here, let's turn that around. They're not paying me at all. So I just wanted a new chair and I didn't want to spend that much money. Sorry, I'm a little cheap. I'm a little cheaper. Cheapers creepers. Someone said, sorry, your Fauci stinks. All right, Abby, way to ruin the show. We're working on it. Oh, Abby. That's a bad Fauci. Whatever. We're done with the Fauci. I'll work on it. Whatever. You look like the guy from Jeepers Creepers, somebody said. Who's the guy from Jeepers Creepers? I don't even know. Jeepers. I'm going to look it up. Jeepers Creepers actor. What actor is it? Let's see. Jeepers Creepers actor. Jonathan Beck. Oh, Justin Long. Yeah. I do kind of look a little bit like him. Not that much, but people used to tell me that in school. Like the older kids we would play like dodgeball or whatever. They would call me that guy. Whatever. I don't think I look that much like him, but it's like moderately. What's my opinion on Biden's CNN town hall? I didn't watch the whole thing, but from what I saw some clips, it was kind of cringy, but I don't know. I don't have it in me to watch an hour of Joe Biden. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I should do it for work or something, but I don't know. That just sounds painful to me. It's like, do you want to watch an hour of a potato in a blender? And I'd be like, nah, I'm kind of busy. I'd rather watch the NBA or something, but I probably should watch it, right? Maybe tonight. Probably not though. Someone said, don't listen to the hate, bro. I don't think it's that hateful. I mean, someone saying I'm not funny is not the worst thing I've ever heard. Even sometimes people disagree with me. They're like, don't ignore the trolls. Like, I don't think they're trolls. I think they don't like me, which is fine. But sometimes people are trolls. Like this one guy I was on Instagram yesterday. I was on Instagram live and he was like, anomaly, you talk too much. You're like a girl. Yeah, you're like a girl, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, he was there for an hour and a half though. I was like, bro, I get not liking me. It wouldn't be the most shocking thing I've ever heard, but it's like, he was there for literally over an hour and he's like, blah, I don't like you. You're a girl. Why would you stay for an hour? The most I could stay in somebody's live stream that I didn't like was like 5 minutes tops. He's in there for an hour I'm like, bro, the joke's on you. I'm here. I'm getting paid to be here. You're listening to me for an hour? You must love me. I've never, I can't even take myself to listen to Joe Biden for 20 minutes. And that's kind of my job. It's like, why were you watching me? It's like, you're one of 500 people watching me in a live stream. Not now, we got a couple thousand, but I'm talking about on Instagram. Talk about Texas. I already did it. Done did that. All right. A few more. And then we'll be out. Someone said, anomaly, I like the Perrier water placement. It's not Perrier. First of all, you got to get it right. These are not product placements. I'll let you know if I'm giving a sale. I mean, you'll know. I just drink Mountain Valley water. I just like the glass bottle. And also, I just like this brand. This is not a product placement. Although I know somebody who works with them and I do actually want to sell these because I do like these. Like get your own water filter if you want. I have my own water filter, but when I want to switch it up, I'm tired of my water filter, I get Mountain Valley. It's not a product placement, hopefully made in the USA, but I want to get in touch with them because I like it. It's not a product placement though. Just like this lady, I showed this before, Cindy Wade, CYNDIE Wade.com. She made this for me. She didn't pay me $1. She just gave me this. And I think it's nice to send people to her website, you know, USAproductsonly.com. We're not even keeping any of the money. They get 100% of the profits. I'm getting emails. And not only we're making more sales, our traffic's through the roof. We have big companies that make like, you know, a lot of money. They're emailing us being like, we found out we're on your company because our sales spiked through the roof. That's what I do here. I'm boosting up the economy. They shut down the economy. I boost the economy. I'm like you know, this was made in China. I hate to say it. I just got to be honest, but I didn't really think about it when I bought it like a month ago or 2 months ago. But, you know, that's why I'm moving it away. It's like, it's not a product placement. I'm just out here. Everybody, it's like you get a boost, you get a boost. I'm just out here boosting people's economy. You help me out, I help you out. That's the least I could do. But eventually, yeah, hopefully someone pays me because I'd like to save more. Jamie said, Anomaly, it's refreshing to watch somebody on camera who speaks their mind. Thank you, sir. Well, thank you, Jamie. That's all I have. All I can do is speak my mind because I only got one. That's all I got. Aloha from Hawaii. Thank you. Appreciate you. I love Hawaii. What island? I was going to go, but they have crazy quarantine rules. Somebody texted me that they got put in an ankle monitor. They're talking about quarantining for 10 days, getting a test. It's like, let's calm down. I'm not trying to quarantine. So I'm not going to Hawaii anymore. Vacation canceled. I can't go anywhere. I feel like I'm Truman from the Truman Show. It's like everywhere I try to go, they stop me. I can't go on a cruise. I can't go. Leave me alone. I want to spread my wings and fly. You know, I got to figure out, I'm feeling cooped up here, folks. I'm just here making videos in a straitjacket. I'm trying, you know, everybody's saying, did you go to the Capitol? No, I'm just here trying to slang videos. I'm a video dealer. You get a video, you get a video. Communism video, Tampa Bay video. I got videos on videos. What, 5, 6 videos in the last week? We're live now, out here taking hours, getting people's products sales. We're out here just making hits. Just leave me alone. But I want to take a vacation soon. I was planning on going cruises. I love cruises because you can put your phone down and everything's controlled. You know, I went on a cruise, put my phone down for 2 weeks. It was the greatest thing ever. I didn't even think about my phone. Now they're like, what if we take away your freedom and make you sit in front of a Zoom call? It's like, how about you don't do that, Fauci? Because you're just really not helping my health, bro. But I still look healthy because I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. I'm gonna get too jacked for the gulag. So, you know, I don't mean to do a product placement, but this is my song, Way Too Jacked for the Gulag. It's out in stores. It's everywhere that, you know, just search Way Too Jacked for the Gulag. And it's probably the only song named that because who else would name a song that? Anomaly, spell it right, AN0MALY. And I'm going to work out. Let's get it, folks. That's the 20s. Got the 20s. Let's go. First Amendment, that's for my mouth. The Second Amendment, that's for my house. I get why you want to take book, but I ain't going now. I ain't going now. I'm proud to shout. All right, attention. I just want to get my point. All right. If you talking MTV, a lot low, not a more they show. It's looking like the Truman, get what I'm saying? Everything is zoomed in, left, right, trap. They set it up like a crewman. I'll be too good at rapping, not to. All right, Way Too jacked for the gulag out now. Thank you, Danny, for the super chat. Garrity said, have you seen Owen Benjamin's Red Pill Rooster animations? Your Fauci voice sounds like Ira Roth, LOL. Keep killing it, bro. Yeah, I've seen, I don't know about the Red Pill Rooster, but I've seen the Mountain Bear animations. And yeah, I don't know. My Fauci sucks. I don't know. I just got to work on it. I know he's like, he kind of has a nasally voice, but he also kind of has like an Italian voice. I haven't really practiced it. My Dr. Birx is good. My Trump is okay. My Bernie's pretty good. My Fauci's just subpar. I'm like trying to figure out how to make a Fauci. He's like nasally, kind of like, meh. But yeah, you're right. It does. It's a little off. Someone said it sounds Chinese. I sound like a Chinese. I'm like, listen, clearly this is not a well thought out impression. I got to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. It's okay. Someone said work on your voice, bro. All right, let's calm down here, folks. What song was that, said Alvo? Sorry, I'm getting out of breath here. It's called Way Too Jacked for the Gulag. And it's just search Way Too Jacked. WAY space TOO. Way Too Jacked for the Gulag. And it should come up. Apple Music, Spotify. And my name's Anomaly. And it's hard to spell because one, I'm kind of an idiot, but also I didn't want to get sued like years ago, like Anomaly. There might be a band named Anomaly or something. So the O is a 0. Anytime you try to find my name, AN0MALY. The O is always a 0. So A is in Andrew, N is in Nancy, 0 as in the number 0, M is in Molly, A is in Andrew, L is in Linguini, Y is in Yelp. You get it. Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever there's music, YouTube, you can find it. Someone said David Knight's Fauci voice is funny. Yeah, I like David Knight. He seems like a solid guy. Am I going to get way too jacked for the Gulag muscle tees? I'm working on it. Yeah, we have some designs, but I'm in the process of switching. I'm switching distributors. I'm trying to get better customer service, better, faster times, better like in stock because they're out of stock all the time. I think what I'm going to start doing instead of using drop shipping, I'm going to buy my own shirts. So I'm going to buy 200 shirts. I'm going to have someone print them. I'm going to get all that. But yeah, the troubling part is trying to find USA stuff. You know, everything's made. USA's not making good shirts. They make them better in Nicaragua. So I almost just want to make them there because it's like, why are we so bad at shirts? But I'm trying to stick to the USA stuff. So, you know, the hats are good, the sweat, but it's like they make it real hard for me. They're never in stock. And then sometimes their products are like not that good. And I only want to sell good products. So it's like, if you're going to make it in the US, make it good. If you're making it in the US, you don't have it in stock. It's like, no wonder why people are buying them from all over the place. Because you guys got to step it up. But I'm trying to find the best distributors in America, get better quality stuff. So I will have 2 Jack for the Gulag shirts, but I don't want to half-ass it and just give it to you right now and have half out of stock. I'm going to take my time and then relaunch the site in like a month or so. Someone said it's freezing in Colorado, jealous you're in shorts. Listen, I'm not trying to brag right now because we're in the middle of a pandemic, okay? We're in the middle of Texas is freezing and it's not funny and it's, you know, it's messed up. But, you know, everybody hates on the West Coast. Everybody hates on the warm weather places. It's not a bad time to be there right now. I'm just saying. I'm not laughing at people while they're down. I'm just saying don't worry, we'll have an earthquake or a freaking, you know, like some sort of smoke inhalation problem where I can't breathe for a week. And then you can laugh at me. But for now, everybody's freezing. I'm wearing these stupid shorts that are, you know, got flowers on them. I feel good. I'm not going to lie. All right, I'm going to head out in a second. Thank you guys for being here. If you're still here, why? No, I'm just kidding. I appreciate it. The links here's 2 links that are important. One is stayintouchwithme.com. It's my free email list. Thank you to everybody who signed up. I sent out an email this morning. Look for it in your inbox. And if you're not signed up, sign up. And if it's not in your inbox, look in your spam folder. It shouldn't go there. But if it does, you move it to the inbox. It'll never go there again. Least annoying email list ever, stayintouchwithme.com, spelled just like that, stayintouchwithme.com, no spaces. I sent one out this morning, talked about my Telegram chat, a few little updates, so check that out. My Telegram chat, that's somewhere t.me/DreamRareChat, or just search DreamRareChat spaced out on Telegram, or Anomaly if you could spell it right. Thank you to everybody who signed up to both of those. That's important. They're both free, but Telegram's good to tell you when I'm live or also just get my videos out because everything else is censored. Like Facebook, I have 1.5 million people. Could you imagine if I could give every video to all those people? But Facebook algorithm just kills you. The Telegram algorithm, it gives it to everybody immediately. So it's like really good for that. And same with the email list. Those are great to get around censorship. Facebook keeps cutting me in and out. Sometimes they're like artificially screwing over my reach because I was killing it on Facebook and they got mad. So I'm going to just laugh at them real quick. You know, I don't have a lot of money or power. I'm doing okay, but you know, they do all this stuff to rig me. I know why they're mad because I got 600 million views. I was bigger than most people on television, did it with a webcam and a cell phone and my own hard work. And they hate the fact that even though they have all the power and money and control, they still can't out perform me on Facebook, so they had to rig my algorithm. I almost feel bad for them. It's like, imagine being that pathetic that somebody comes along with like 1/50th of you and does 50 times the numbers, and you have to cut out the reach. It's like, these people are such losers, you know. Moment of silence for their broken dreams or whatever. Pray for them. But anyway, you know, thank you to everybody signing up on Telegram. Thank you to everybody signing up at what is it? StayInTouchWithMe.com, USAProductsOnly.com. Check it out. We're adding like 12 new businesses. It's so cool going over the emails that you guys are sending my team. So many cool inventions and little doohickeys, or I don't even know if that's the right word, but we're adding. It's just going to get bigger and better. I know it starts off slow and it's simple, but we're already seeing sales for these websites. People are telling me the traffic's up, their sales are up. USAProductsOnly.com. I'm really excited, and it's very rewarding to help your companies. Like, people email me, they're like, Anomaly, I love your channel, I've donated to you. And I'm like, it's so cool to add. Some guy's got a toothbrush, and I watched the whole video. He was explaining how the old normal toothbrushes, they're actually better for a lot of your mouth. And he sells like plain toothbrushes you can't find anywhere, made in the US, very innovative, simple, but innovative. He's like, I like your videos. I was like, I like your toothbrush. It's getting added to the website. You give me money, I get you money. It's a good time. So USAProducts.com. USAProductsOnly.com. It's really fun, even though it takes a long time. But doing a bunch of stuff like that. So check out those 3 links, if not anything else. And thanks to everybody with the super chats and the stars. Can I read the super chats, please? I read as many as I could, but here's the rule with the super chats. First of all, they're optional. You don't have to do them, but it's pretty known to people here. Maybe you don't know. When I come live, I'm doing like 4 different things. I have, just to do this live, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 7 to 8 articles, videos. So I got a lot planned. So when I start out my live stream, I don't read them at the beginning. At the end, I usually read them. So if you save them till the end, I'll try to read them, but I can't read them all. I'm on Facebook. Sometimes I have 10,000 people here between the two, and I got people sending me all this stuff. If I read all the super chats, I'd have no show, and it would be kind of just boring. So sometimes takes a lot of work to do this stuff, but if you do a super chat, I will try to read it, especially if it's after, I'll almost definitely read it. But if you wait till the very end when I'm done, I probably won't read it. If you do it at the beginning or in the middle of when I'm talking, I'm not going to do it. I apologize, but just know that it's not like a guaranteed read. And same with like the superstars on Facebook. Sometimes we have 5, 6, 7,000 people in here, and I don't even see it. Thank you, Lanny, for the stars. Like, I can't possibly see everything. I try, but if I just sat there and tried to read everything, I wouldn't even have a show. So someone said 10K. Yeah, I've had 12K or 11K on just Facebook alone. Just last week or a couple weeks ago, if I have sometimes I have 2,000, 3,000 on YouTube, and I'll have 7,000, 8,000 on Facebook. Before they throttled my Facebook, I was having like 3, 4, 5,000 easy every time. This time, I think we had 2,700 at the max. So I'm averaging between 3,000 to 7,000 people live between the two things. Just understand that. Garrity said, did you address the Australian censorship stuff put out this morning? I didn't, brother, but I can only do so much. So somebody sent me that in an Instagram message too. I saw there's something going on there. I'm one person, I'm one show. I can't cover everything ever. I appreciate the tip, but I'm about to end this show. So if you want to look up the Australian censorship stuff, look it up. There's executive orders. Cuomo's doing this. I appreciate people who give me tips, but just understand that. Like, sometimes people send me messages like I'm their little like dog or something. Like, do this, do this, do this. It's like, guys, you got to realize I'm getting 1,000 messages, emails every day, which is great. I like to read some of them, look over them, but just something to think about. I'm a human being. I'm one person, so I don't really have a team. So if you're going to be like, hey, check this out. Did you see this? That's cool. But it's like, do this. Like, I'm not your little walking dog. Like, normally watch this video for me. It's like, you watch it yourself. You know, some people think I'm like their little animal that I'm going to do everything for them. It's like, I do the most I could do. I work harder than most people. I put out 6 videos last week. I appreciate the support, but it's like, at a certain point, I can't walk your dog. I'm not going to be there when you get home. Hey, little Scruffy went for a walk. I gave her a bath. It's like, at some point, it's got to be a mutual relationship. But I appreciate everybody. God bless you. I had a fun time today, and I'll be back more soon. I have a huge video that I've been working on for a week, and I've edited like 6 videos in the last week. So I got a lot of stuff planned. But thank you guys. Check out stayintouchwithme.com and t.me/DreamRareChat. Have a good day.